Hi there, folks. I'm just here with my friend Ross McCrorie. And hi, Ross.
Hi, Donald. Good to be here.
You too, you too. It looks sunny there down in Ayrshire.
Oh, no, it's lovely. I'm not in Ayrshire for once, to be honest. I'm up in just outside East Kilbride.
Oh, right.
But no, the weather's lovely up here. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll be out later on sunning it up.
Oh, superb, superb. I was just thinking, Ross, it was quite a few years since we've known each other now in the youth setup, isn't it? When did you come into the Rangers youth setup? You were there a long time, weren't you?
Yeah, I was there since I think I was 9 years old. So it's been a pretty long time. I came right up through the youth ranks. I think I first met you. Was it when we went full time? That would have been 15, 16.
Aye.
Yeah, when I first started full time training, Craig Mulholland introduced us to you, and we had our different classes back then.
Aye, that was good. It was good. It's been how have you found going through the youth setups? How did you find that?
I found that I was a lot of ups and downs, to be honest. I found it pretty hard. See, I first went in when I was 9, but there's quite a funny story to this. I was up because Robbie was at Rangers before me, so I was actually just coming up and watching, and then there was a wee community thing just before it.
Yeah.
So my mum said, "Look, Ross, why don't you just join in on that? Like, go into the community training." So the following week, I rolled up next week with because I was just from a wee village, middle of nowhere. Rolled up with my trackies on, the football socks and that tucked into the trackies. Everybody else is kitted out on the full Real Madrid kits and the Rangers kits, and I've just rocked in here and playing away. And I think within about 2 or 3 weeks, the guy Wally and Alan Boyd, they actually picked me up. So that was the two coaches that noticed me and asked me to train, and then within a year I was signed up.
Oh, that's superb. How many people's in your village?
There's probably say maybe about 1,000 or something. It's not a big village. It's not big at all.
See, I probably just at my village probably beat you by about 500.
Oh,
1,500, aye. So, and what kind of ups and downs did you find you had coming through?
Well, there was one stage. See, when I was an under 12s, I actually broke my hand. I was playing against Celtic. I broke it during the game. And then I was out for a pretty long time because I had the cast in that one, so I couldn't really play. And then I came back and I just wasn't the same. I was obviously young at the time. I'd never experienced a bad injury. I wasn't the same. The coach at the time, I think, was Alan Kernahan. Took me to the side and basically told me, like, he didn't tell me straight, but I know what he was trying to say. Like, I've got a few more weeks to see if I'm going to get a contract or not. And that night I was driving home with my mum and I basically just broke down and I was like, nah, I don't want to play. So it's because of pressure. Obviously playing for Rangers, when even at that young age, it was a lot of pressure on you. And I just, basically I said to my mum, I don't want to play, I don't want to be doing it anymore. I'd rather go back and play with my pals. But then that was really the turning point for me. My mum kind of basically told me to stick at it. Probably thankful for her to give me that week in a pep talk, really, to be honest. And the following season I got my contract, and following season I came back and I just had that kind of mindset, like I don't know, just go out, do the best I can, and really, like, I didn't hold back, to be honest. And that's when I kind of kicked off for the youth for the youth ranks.
Brilliant. It's everyone has those ups and downs, isn't it? And if there's anyone listening just now and wanting to be a footballer and coming down the youth ranks, I think going through the youth ranks, I think sometimes it's quite easy to look at it in rose-tinted glasses and think it's just a straight journey, and of course it's not at all, is it?
Like, a lot of people think it's easy. They're like, well, especially at a young age, a lot of people like saying, "Oh, I play for Rangers," and they don't do all the work it comes with it. That's a tough thing, but as we're going to experience a lot of ups and downs along the way, and it's really, as you say, like that's why when we met at 15, when I was 15, 16, the mental side of the game is massive.
Did you find, before that, even coming through, did you find it was helpful having Robbie there as well to discuss, and just have someone there that knows what it's like as well? Did you find that helpful?
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially having my brother. When I first went into Rangers, I never knew any of the players, so having Robbie there to introduce me. But I was very shy when I was younger. I didn't really mingle as much, and it took me quite a bit to get used to new surroundings, just because I was a village boy. So I wasn't really used to being amongst all these new people, to be honest. But nah, having my brother there was great, especially right up through every age group. It's been really good for me.
And on a slight tangent, of course, you'll not like us saying this, you beat him to be between the sticks at Ibrox as well, didn't you? Tell us a little bit about that. We're skipping, but how did that happen, Ross?
Well, that was, I came off the bench, I think about, 70 or 80 minutes or something. The game was nearly done, 2 minutes to go, and with no more subs to make, so... you know, when I kind of huddle in the middle, like the boys were all talking, we don't know what's going on, who's going to go next. And Daniel Kindeers runs over and goes, Ross, and I'm like, well, what is it? And then he said, the gaffer said, like, I have to go in because my brother's a keeper. And I'm like, oh my God, no chance. So I turned around to Jacko and I was like, Jacko, I'm not going in. I'm not doing it. I can't. I'm not doing this. And then Jacko was like, F it, like, I'll take it. He took the top, he was about to put it on. And the more I thought about it, I was just like, nah, you know what, Jacko, I took it off him and then I just did it. And then that was it. But thank God it was only a couple of minutes. But I
know. And I love the reasoning that, because your brother was the keeper.
I know, that was it. The gaffer spoke to me after it as well and he said, like kid, the only reason I did it was because your brother is the keeper.
So, but actually, I think, Ross, for me, that epitomised, though, as long as all the time I've known you, that's been your attitude, though, actually, isn't it? You know, that you just get on with things and you play and you do your best. And I remember when you were on loan, I think it was Ayr, wasn't it? You must have played
that was my first loan,
positions.
Oh, yeah. Ayr United, it was a brilliant club. I played centre mid, right mid, right back, centre back. I played every position, I think, under the sun in Ayr, but yeah, that was great. I think it was because I was quick when I was younger, so McCrorie could play me anywhere.
Brilliant. And, you know, on a serious point, you know, if there's, again, anyone that's listening, I think that's a great attribute that you've got as well, Russell, that you're no precious saying, I have to play here or I have to play there. And, you know, you'll see it, I'll see it in I'm sure you'll see it in certain people that you know or you've met saying that says, I can only play in that position.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I think it takes a little bit of courage, and also it, you know, just for, you know, smarts, it opens up all the options for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think in a way as well, like, whatever the manager wants, you've got to respect the manager's decision. Like, you've got to play there. You're getting paid to play football. It's like the best job in the world. So it doesn't matter what position you're playing. You just got to go out, do your best. And especially for Rangers, it was, as you say, I was good playing in goals. Like, I would do anything for the club, so if I've got to go and goals, then I did it.
Brilliant. What, coming through the youth ranks, what coaches have influenced you?
Well, I had the two that picked me up. I had Wally and Alan Boyd. That were the two coaches that picked me up. Right through, I had plenty of coaches. I had from your Malky Thompsons that take the women's team. Yeah. But then, as I got further into my career, up into under-17s and the reserves, big characters were Ian Durrant for me. Yeah. I had Gordon Jury to start with, but he wasn't really there for long. But yeah, Ian Durrant was massive, and Billy Kirkwood as well. Them two, they were huge characters for me. Ian Durrant was the one that made me captain of the reserve team when I was 17. Yeah. And it was great, to be honest. Just wee pep talks. He would take me to the side all the time, because at one stage there was a wee bit of doubt: will I ever make it to the first team? Like, will I ever make Rangers here? And he would always just like comfort you in that way, and he would always tell me, like, you're going to make it. You're good enough. Brilliant. Just wee things like that really helped, to be honest. And
I think that's really important for people to know as well, is, you know, for all of us, everyone sometimes needs some other people just to say wee things to us, isn't it? So it kind of just, you notice the truth about yourself rather than the doubts, and keeps you on. And of course, Geranti and had great experience, isn't it? He can pass on as well, and Billy. They're just and so many different people's around the club. You know.
Definitely. They were kind of old school to a certain extent.
Yeah.
That's what kind of molds you as a player. It toughens you up.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for the both. Not just them, there's all the coaches right through. Yeah. But they were two big ones for me.
Yeah. Superb. How did you find the transition then to the first team, Ross?
I felt, we see my 2 previous loans before.
Yeah.
I felt that helped me going into the first team.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I was going into different changing rooms, so I was able to mingle with different boys. I felt comfortable in that sense. But when I first went in, I remember my first ever training session. I get told I was going to go up and train with them. I think it was Alan McCrorie and all that at that time. It was Chris Boyd and all that in the training ground. So I'm thinking all these big names. Yeah. I've just been told. I went into the gym. I goes to my brother. I've just been told I'm going to train with the first team, and I sat there for a good half an hour in the gym, like I don't know, like so nervous. Like,
oh yeah.
That's like the first one. But then when I went out, big boy there, big Ayrshire man himself. Took me, spoke away to me, and Lee Wallace is a huge character for me as well. It's a huge influence, and they looked after me. But it took me probably a year to really get into believing in myself, especially in the training side of things. A good year, 2 years to kind of settle myself in.
And I think that's really good you say that, because I know a lot of guys, or especially coming through the youth setup and younger boys as well, that thinks they shouldn't have the oh shit moment, as I call it. That you say oh shit. Which
I think every player's going to experience that, especially when you're in your comfort zone playing with boys your own age. And you go up into the first team, and that oh shit moment, and you're like,
brilliant.
It's like, but that's what kind of makes you as a player. If you can't handle it, then you're never going to get there in the end.
Of course, if you didn't feel that, you'd still be in your comfort zone, isn't you? That's the thing. If you didn't feel that wee bit of kind of nerves, a wee bit, I wonder.
Definitely. Yeah.
And as you said earlier, it's the growing up, isn't it, as well? It's growing up in the different dressing rooms and different challenges. How did you find the pressure of playing for Rangers, Ross? You said you felt it, because it's Rangers early. Do you think it's always there?
Well, when I was first into the team, I think it was Partick Thistle away. Big Bruno Alves came off injured, and I got my chance. But at that time, I was obviously nervous, but there was just something inside me. It just felt, look, I'm going to go out here and do the best I can, show everybody what I've got. I'd experienced it a few times, that kind of feeling, but that was like the strongest kind of feeling I've had, because this is the chance I've been waiting for ever since I was 9, and it really worked out for me, and kind of I kicked on and played, but it was tough. Obviously, you've got playing in front of 50,000. Week in, week out, it is a new challenge for you.
But as you say, it's brilliant, isn't it? And it's the difference between shrinking away from the challenge or embracing it. And as you said there, that's a great way to put it. I'm going to take it and show, what I can do.
Yeah, definitely. As I say, I think I played Partick Thistle in the midweek, and then I started my first start against Celtic at the weekend. So it was one of them. Like I was never going to shrink. I'm that kind of boy. I'd want to do the best I can, and it was really it was a tough challenge at the time. Like when I think back, I was thinking, like, this is that, because if I don't do well here, like that's could say bye to my Rangers career, really. So that's the be all or like kind of end all kind of thing. So
super. How have you found it? I know just now you're all down in Portsmouth on loan. How have you found the English game compared to the Scottish game?
It took me at the start. It's a lot different, and with all different ways. The physicality in Scotland's right up there, but it's intense. It's the Scottish game's a lot quicker. I would say down in England, it's maybe possibly more physical, but it's not as quick, I don't think. Which is the thing that, like, when I went down there, I put on a couple of kg, just a couple of kilos, just to just to bulk up and be able to cope with it. But I've really enjoyed it. It's been great. A great bunch of boys down at Portsmouth and a great club.
And it's a great part of the world down there as well. It's nice down there, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, it's lovely. You've got down at Gunworth Quays down there. You've got the shopping outlets and you've got the harbour and the port and that. It's a great little part of the world.
And just tell us a little bit about what's your goals for the future then, Russ, going forward.
I think for me, the biggest goal I've got is obviously playing as much as I can, but I want to make the national team. That's the one I want to get to eventually, is the A squad, to be honest. So it's going to be a challenge, but no, that's my top target so far.
Great, superb. I'm sure you'll get there. You'll get there.
Yeah, hopefully.
And to finish with is, what would be any advice that you have for any young players coming through youth setups just now? What would be the key things that you've learned?
I think it's the distractions. As you're growing up, everybody thinks, oh, you're a Rangers player, especially you're going to school and you could be quite popular. Everybody's, oh, he plays for Rangers, and then get invited to parties and everything. Yeah. That's the thing where you've got to grow up and think, you've got to have that mature head on you, especially at a young age. Yeah. Avoid the distractions and don't follow the sheep in a way. Go your own path and just, if you want it that much, then just work as hard as you can and work your backside off. That's it.
Brilliant. And that's a great message, and I think it's an easy one for so many people to think they can get off with going to the parties or doing anything. But nowadays, it's just so competitive that it catches up with you, doesn't it? And that's a brilliant one. Keep your focus and keep, where you want to go in the forefront of your mind, and be willing to kind of sacrifice the little things. So I really appreciate all the time you've taken to come on with the interview, Ross, and very much.
You're great, Donald. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, cheers.